But wait, there's more. Check this out. I just found this. This is coming out last night. Back to the pamphlets that Israel put out about the Temple Mount. Everybody get off the Temple Mount, March 30th, right? Here we go. Check this out. 3 Israeli miners were arrested on Tuesday after they had hung posters in Jerusalem's Old City requesting that Muslims leave the Temple Mount. See, it's over here. For Passover, even if the Muslims don't agree to our request, we will come to the Mount on Friday in order to fulfill our rights and our duties at the site of the temple. Several activists told TBS. Who's TBS? Whatever. Times of Israel? Times. Israel police arrested 3 underage activists on Tuesday hanging posters requesting Muslim residents to leave the Temple Mount so that the Jewish worshippers could pray in the area during Passover. The notices were distributed in Jerusalem's Old City on Monday night. We representatives coming from among the Jewish people are requesting you to leave the area of the Temple Mount before March 30th at 6 o'clock in the morning. The notices read, this is to enable the Jewish religious mitzvah of the Pishak, I can't pronounce that, sacrifice of the Temple Mount. We thank you for your cooperation. The arrested individuals are active in an organization called Hozorim Lahar, returning to the Temple Mount, which calls for the rebuilding of the Jewish temple at the site and the resumption of ancient Jewish holiday rituals. We plan on doing everything in our powers in order to renew the ritual Passover sacrifice. Hey, that sacrifice doesn't get rid of sins anymore. Jesus fixed that for you. All right, but you got that little veil thing going on. Jesus fixed that. He was the sacrifice. Well, 2,000 years ago, a little less than that. No need for killing animals, but God, this is how it's going to play out. We plan on doing everything in our power in order to renew the ritual Passover sacrifice. We are obligated to ask the Muslims to vacate the mount peacefully. Yeah, okay. In order to allow the Jewish people to renew the ritual. The organization told TPS, even if the Muslims don't agree with our request, we will come to the mount on Friday in order to fulfill our rights and our duties at the site of the temple. Poor IDF. I mean, they got their hands full, right? The Jews are going to be trying to get on the Temple Mount, and so are the Muslims. The Muslims are trying to get there. This is a crazy week already. Let me just go over here to my site, thebeginningof.sorrows.com. It's on Facebook. Type in the Beginning of Sorrows. I come collecting all this stuff. Let me see. Look, they put up, IDF announces 100 snipers will be posted on the Gaza border. Again, stresses there will be no tolerance for approaching the fence. Okay, 100 snipers, what? Hey, here's that Heavenly Palace that's coming down. Ganya, I think his name is Ganya something. He was recording it live just a little while ago. You can go click this link here. You can see that he actually captured it for a couple minutes. It got so fast that his camera, his telescope couldn't keep up with it. But he did capture it for 7-8 seconds, and you can check that out. So it's coming down. It's still a couple days away. Maybe April 1st or something. This weekend, it's coming down. So you can check that out. IDF overnight arrested 15 Muslim terrorists overnight in Judea and Samaria who were wanted for involvement in lone wolf terror attacks and violent riots directed against civilians and security personnel. So IDF was awake last night doing some stuff. How would you like that? Middle of the night. Let's see. There was another one here about tanks. Sanctuary. Generally been happy. Here it is. 5 bulldozers entered Gaza. That was last night. 5 bulldozers and all those IDF soldiers. Check this out. IDF tanks fired at 2 observation posts belonging to Hamas terror group in northern Gaza in retaliation for an attempted arson of a construction tool which is used for building the underground anti-terror tunnel barriers with Gaza. They got these big machines out there that can detect where the tunnels are, and there was a bunch of Gazans over there firing them up, getting them they're like big backhoes and stuff like that, and started catching them on fire. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to work. Somebody got to do it, right? Check out my site, The Beginning Sellers, if you want. I'll post some stuff here and there when I get a time break here and there throughout the day, sitting around in the warehouse doing nothing, bored, waiting. Come check it out. The Beginning Stars on Facebook. See you in a little while.